What Japanese manufacturer ever has sponsored a f***ing car in America? What Japanese manufacturer ever sponsored an event? Okay? None. Not one. Maybe Mazda at the World Cup Finals with NHRA back in the day. They gave them $50 or something. Okay? We've done this entirely without any factory support. We have carried our racing through the last 30 years entirely without any zero. We're not talking about some, not talking we gave you something, zero manufacturer support. They don't sponsor a car. They don't sponsor an event. And you know what? The insanity here is that we perpetuated the entire market of resale of these cars and products based on what we did in import racing. Because we showed you what we could be done with your Honda. We showed you what you could be done with your Toyota. We showed you what you could be done with your Mazda. So people went out and bought those cars to modify. What do you think they're driving here? Unmodified cars, unmodified BMWs, unmodified Toyota Supras, unmodified 400Zs? No, every one of them modified. And where they learn to modify them? From the track, from people going to the track. And so a large part of their business was given to them without any cost to them of their involvement in import racing. So we've stood on our own. So when you say, well, import racing is dying, how is that? It can only die when we say it's going to die because we pay the bills. You can go into the domestic NHRA event or IHRA event. You walk through the pits, you see almost every single car's got some sort of sponsor. There are zero major sponsors on any level. And I even say some of to the aftermarket companies. Okay, I'd look at some of the biggest aftermarket companies. Okay, no bullshit. Not trying to throw shade. Not trying to cause any trouble. But where's the turn 14 fucking car? Where's the turn 14 car? You got all of these shops buying all of these parts off you, and we can't sponsor a drag car. We can't sponsor a drag event or an import event or any kind of event. Nothing. Just take my money, buy the parts, give me that, And they're a great company. They're a great company, again, but they're not my master. So I will criticize. And I love the company. Again, two things can be true at the same time. Okay? So you get a Turn 14 or a Motor State or a Summit. And Summit actually sponsored back in the day, the import series. Won't do it now. So we've done this entirely on our own.
Okay, so drag racing is not dying.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, well, that's because you and my idiot friend over there is a bunch of drifter. Oh, let's go drifting. Let's go to a judge sport.
I'm asking the question. I didn't say it was. I'm just asking if you feel it is based off of what I've witnessed. That's all. But again, there's plenty of other drag racing that happens in different states that I don't go to. Like 1320 covers a lot of events that most people don't go to. That's fully packed out.
The other thing that would really be super cool, again, and again, World Cup does do it. Again, everybody's afraid of diluting their series, but even if you took that package of rules and applied those rules so domestics can race, so then there'd be like no guarantee of the race ever not being populated, right? But I'm sure Jason's a great guy. I speak to him. He's great. I mean, he's a great guy. I mean, I text him. He answers my text, and or I email him. He emails me back. He's a great guy. He's done a phenomenal job. I know his dad. I raced before Jason had World Cup. I actually raced there at an import race for his dad many, many years ago. Great operators. But, he's afraid or concerned. I don't know if afraid's not probably the right word, but he's concerned that, what he's got works so well right here. Why should I try to give it up somewhere else or blueprint it to, another event? And to a certain degree, he's true. It is true. But I think that sometimes you have to think about things being bigger than yourself. And I think import racing could be bigger than what we even think of. And that shows us every year at World Cup. It shows us every time we go to FL2K. It shows us even if they got, you go to domestic races, right? Right? Like you've not been to a domestic race, right?
Me?
Yeah.
At Bradenton one time.
Okay. And how many people were in the stands?
I mean, when I went, it wasn't many.
No. So, see, the thing is that true. The domestics got the competitors. They have more competitors than we have. People have been modifying domestic cars a lot longer, so they naturally have, a higher rate of participation. But you know what they don't have? They don't have one thing that we have. They don't have the rabid fans that we have. Okay? That's why when even you show up at a fall national or spring national or, not even a major race, there's still 10, 15,000 people that showed up there. There's still 9,000 people that showed up there.
Yeah.
Okay? You go to the domestic race, you find their families eating lunch in the stands. That's who's in the stands. There's no real spectators. These are real fans. These are hardcores. You go to Pan American, and they take over the upper levels, and they start camping out on the stands. It's crazy.
Yeah, I got to go this year.
I mean, I can't describe it until you go.
Yeah.
I can tell you, you're not going to believe it. But the moment you go, you're going to know, like, wow, I've never, like, some of these experiences, like, you're never going to, you can't duplicate the Pan American anywhere. It's like, that is a race. And, it's at Maple Grove now, which I'm really happy about. But when it was at ACO, it was like, it was just, and it's still that way.
Yeah.
There's still, like you say, sometimes there's a little delay in people moving over from, I think you said Houston to whatever.
To Dallas, yeah.
From Dallas to Houston or Houston to Dallas. So, yeah, sometimes there's going to probably be a little delay of people coming over there. But, and that's sort of like the transition they're doing from ACO to Maple Grove. But the last two events were, last 2 years that I went anyway, very good crowds. I mean, we're talking about 15,000+ easily, okay, in some track. And it's not even like, outside of PA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.